closing argument, you can do so at that time also. But this time, I'm going to go ahead and let the state call you as witnesses and let me get some background on what's going on here, and we'll take it from there.
So we have DNA testing confirming. Going to have this is long arm jurisdiction here, Your Honor. The agreement or the disagreements, as I understand, well, I'll give the agreements first. Agreements are joint managing conservatorship. I believe the parties are agreed on the retroactive support, which would be a total of $9,713. And that's going from December the 4th, 2021 to the present. The repayment on that would be $99 a month. And then the disagreements, Your Honor. The first one is the standard possession order. I believe the father is requesting standard possession. I think part of his request is going to be being out of state. The impracticality of the standard possession order. Mom is requesting step-up visits. My understanding is that she's asking for 2 steps, or two visits at each step, and that the father not be permitted to leave, or that the child not be permitted to be taken out of the state of Texas by the father. And I don't believe I have for the first level, the supervisor, I don't believe I have a location. I think Mom has suggested a mutually agreed location, but I didn't pin down a specific place. So I'll ask questions about that. Then the other issue, Your Honor, is going to be the gross income. I believe Mr. Wyndham works at Miller's Ale House. He was working at Wendy's as well. But currently, he's only at Miller's Ale House. I think there's going to be some evidence that he typically works 2 jobs, even though he currently only has 1.
Oh, I work 1. I recently got fired.
Whoa, stop, sir. You're not allowed to interrupt the state when they're making an opening statement, sir. This is
my bad. My bad. I know.
Okay, I know you're not a lawyer, sir, but that's why I just had to stop you. Don't worry, you're going to get a chance to make some testimony. I don't let pro se litigants make opening statements, but I will let you make a closing argument, sir, if you wish, and we'll get the general testimony of what the circumstances are once we get into that. But for right now, the state can complete their opening. Thank you.
So, Your Honor, my understanding is the gross income based off the 1 job would be $1,545.50, and the guideline child support would be $238. Guideline medical would be $35. And my understanding is it's government medical is what's being carried, and they want that to continue. And then if the income that Mr. Wyndham was making while at Wendy's were included, the guideline calculation would have been $381 with the cash medical repayment at $58 is my understanding. So I believe that's the big disagreement here.
All right, well, let's give me some. Let me go ahead and get some testimony from the parties.
Beg your pardon, Your Honor. I forgot one other issue. The state is also requesting. Well, no, I don't. I think there might be a request by the mother for non-disclosure. No, I'm sorry. The state is requesting non-disclosure, or at least requesting the court to hear the evidence and make an appropriate ruling.
All right, let's see what these parties have been doing. Let's see what the history of this child is as far as visitation is concerned, and the history of the father as far as work is concerned, and we'll see what we can do one way or the other. All right, this time, folks, like I said, I don't let pro se litigants, which are you're representing yourself, but you're not lawyers, so that makes you pro se. So what I'm going to do, well, it makes you pro se because you're doing it yourself. But the bottom line is I'm going to go ahead and let the state call you as a witness. And at the end of the hearing, if there's anything else you think I need to know that didn't come out in your testimony, you can do so. And at the very end, if you wish to make a closing statement and or closing argument, you can do so at that time also. But this time, I'm going to go ahead and let the state call you as witnesses and let me get some background on what's going on here. And we'll take it from there. And sir, if you're lying down, you need to sit up. Okay? Sorry, sir. Yeah. I know you may have been at work, but you know.
No, I'm not at work. I called out, and I've been on. This is my second time on here for 10 hours.
Sir. What I'm saying is, you may have gotten off from work and you were resting.
I hear you. I hear you.
You got to sit up straight in the court of law. All
I'm
right.
sitting up, sir.
All right. Thank you. So, Ms. Almo, you need to turn on your at least turn on your audio, ma'am, because right now you're muted. If you're on a cellular device, yeah, there you go. All right, now both of you raise your right hands, please. You both solemnly swear or affirm your testimony you're going to give here today the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, you're both officially on oath. The state may proceed. Call your first witness. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Call Miss Almo. Ma'am, will you state your full name, please?
Rosa Maria Almo Sereno.
And who's the child that we're here on?
Harmony Wyndham.
And who's Harmony's father?
Jalen Wyndham.
Your Honor, I offer what's been marked as States 1.
Okay. All right, folks. I'm holding up before me what the state has tendered to the court, which is State's Exhibit number 1, which is the which is the DNA report in your case. Is there any legal reason, Ms. Almo, this should not come into evidence at this time?
No.
All right, Mr. Wyndham, any reason, sir?
No, keep going.
All right, States 1 is admitted. States 1 shows that Mr. Jalen Wyndham cannot be excluded as a biological father of the child Harmony. Probability of paternity is 99.99999999997, which is within the guidelines of the Texas Family Code of 99.99. The court will so find that he is the biological father. You may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. All right, and then let's talk about the issues that I believe that there is an agreement on, Ms. Almo. So the first thing is, my understanding, you and Mr. Wyndham agreed that this will be a joint managing conservatorship. You both would have the right to make major decisions for Harmony?
Yes.
Okay. And then my understanding again is that the retroactive support, the total amount $9,713. With the repayment would be $99 a month. Is that your understanding?
Yes.
Okay. And then I've really gotten ahead of myself here. So Mr. Wyndham is out of state. Did Mr. Wyndham ever live with the child here in the state of Texas?
Yes, for 2 weeks.
Okay. And was the child conceived here in Texas?
Yes.
Okay. So let's talk about the visitation. So my understanding is you're opposed to the standard possession order, that you'd like step-up visits. Is that correct?
Yes.
And you would prefer that Mr. Wyndham not be allowed to take the child out of the state of Texas?
I would prefer the first couple visits to be here in Texas.
Okay. Where is Mr. Wyndham coming from?
Orlando, Florida.
Okay. And let's talk some more about that. How frequently does Mr. Wyndham see y'all's child?
He has never seen her since he left here when she was 2 weeks old.
Okay. Has he ever had like FaceTime visits or phone visits?
Once or twice.
So she's what, almost 4 years, well, she's 3 years old now, and he's only seen her on FaceTime like once or twice in her life?
Yes.
Okay. Has there been any effort made on his part to see Harmony?
No.
Okay. All right, let's talk about the income. So you heard me tell the court a minute ago that there's probably lots of reasonable paths the courts could take, but the two that I'm suggesting is that either the court calculates the income based off of what Mr. Wyndham makes just at the Miller's Ale House, or the court could also take into account what Mr. Wyndham made at Wendy's in addition to the Miller's Ale House. My understanding is you're requesting the combination. Is that correct?
Yes.
Why do you believe that's appropriate?
Because I haven't had any help with her.
Well, I mean, you're going to get child support, and I don't think anybody's disputing that you need to get some help with her. The question though is, if he's not currently working at both jobs, why should the income be calculated as if he were?
I don't remember saying that, but I remember her telling me that it would be 381, so I'm not sure what she calculated and what she told me.
Well, let me ask you this. So let me give this to you again, and I'm sorry if maybe this wasn't communicated better. So the child support officer that I believe you met with calculated two sets of numbers. So the first would be if it was just based off his income at Miller's Ale House, and the child support would be $238 a month, right?
Right.
I think there's some evidence that Mr. Wyndham also worked at Wendy's for part of this year. And so if his Wendy's income plus his Miller's income were put together, the child support would be $381 a month. So my understanding was that you wanted the higher number to be used, that you thought that was a more correct number. Do I understand correctly?
No,
Okay. All right. So you're okay with the $238 then?
yes,
Okay. All right. I appreciate that. And I'm sorry for the confusion, Ms. Almo. Let's talk about safety concerns. Do you have safety concerns with Mr. Wyndham knowing where you live, having your phone number, having your email address?
no,
Okay. And is that because he lives so far away, or is that just because you're not afraid of him?
I'm not afraid of him.
Okay. All right. I will pass the witness. Thank you, Miss Olmo.
Thank you.
Right then, man, when's the last time he had you said he's done FaceTime a couple of times. When's the last time that he did an electronic visit with a child, if you can remember?
It was maybe 2 months ago when I FaceTimed him.
Okay. All right, and you got no problem going forward doing FaceTime visits with the dad if I set it up as a specific time each week upon him giving you notice that he's going to do it?
Correct.
All right, thank you. All right, then, Mr. Diamond, you can call your next witness and also give me and see if you get some information of what Mr. Wyndham's current work schedule is. All right, thank you.
Yes, Your Honor. Call Mr. Wyndham, sir. Will you state your full name, please?
Jalen Wyndham.
Okay. So let's go through the agreements first, and just like I did with Ms. Olmo, and then we'll go about the disagreements. So my understanding is joint managing conservatorship. You have no objection there.
No, I'm good on that.
Okay. And then it sounds like Ms. Olmo is accepting the lower number, so the child support would be $238,
Cool. I'm cool with that.
and the medical support $35.
All right, I have a question about that.
Okay, sir. Well, wait a second. Right now, the state's asking you questions. At the end, we'll let you ask the questions that you have. All right, but right now, I'm just
All right,
trying to
so what's the
get-
question? I'm sorry.
My question is if you're in agreement with the child support of $238 and the medical support of $35.
Yes.
Okay. And then the retroactive support, the number that was calculated, the total amount $9,713, and so the repayment on that would be $99 a month.
And
We in
that would be
agreement?
all right.
I'm sorry, sir.
I can say yes, but I'm gonna say yes, not knowing what I'm saying because I don't understand it. That's why I'm trying to ask. But when I ask,
Okay, all right, here you go, sir. Under Texas law, a person is required to pay child support for a child up to 4 years after the previous 4 years at a minimum. I can go back 4 years in order to pay what lay people call back child support, but what the law calls retroactive child support. In other words, the law is that if you have a sexual relationship with a person, you know that
so
a
back
child
pay. That's basically what it is. Back pay.
back pay, yes, sir.
All right. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I didn't mean to cut you off. I was just trying to sum it up.
Okay, I just was gonna give you a detail, but information, but you got it right away, so no problem. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So if we're going to use the term back pay, $9,713 is the total, and then my requested repayment is $99 a month. Is those numbers acceptable to you, Mr. Wyndham?
I guess yes.
Okay. And then so it sounds like we're good on the current obligations. So let's talk about the visitation, because it looks like that's what this is down to. How many times have you seen your daughter in her life?
When she was first born, and then a couple times on FaceTime. And all right, keep going. I'll just rebuttal after we're done.
No, that's what we're here for. So Miss
Okay.
Almo's testimony was that you and she separated when the child was about 2 weeks old.
Yes, and
Agree or disagree?
No, that's correct.
Okay. And then
But
how many times have you seen the child on FaceTime?
I seen her too. That's via Rosa FaceTiming me, but only because it's a consistently she blocks me in and out when she wants to. Like, I don't block her. I tried FaceTiming her. I'm currently blocked, so that's why she receives no calls. She texts me from a text now number that can't receive FaceTime calls. That's the only way she talks to me now. When she feels like unblocking me, that's when I get the FaceTime call.
Okay, all right, Mr. Diamond, ask him about Applos. Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir, Your Honor. So one of the programs that the court often uses is called AppClose. You download it on your phone, and the nice thing about it is it creates a record that the court can access if there's a disagreement about what was said. Is that something that you would be in agreement to using?
Would that benefit both of us? Then yes.
Well,
Yes, sir.
there's a lot of ways of looking at it. Sounds like it would benefit you.
Okay, so it's actually
Yes.
a parenting app that allows you to do different things like voice contact, FaceTime contact, and it makes a record of all that. So if we ever get to that he said, she said point, the app will tell us whether or not who was right. All right.
Yeah, yes, sir. I will want that.
All right. Thank you.
I guess other than that, how many times would you say that you reached out to Miss Almo trying to have communication with your daughter?
A good 5 times. After that, I just stopped because I realized she's only gonna keep me on the text now number. That's the only way I can reach her.
Okay.
Like, she sends me pictures every once in a while too, though. So that's good.
Yes, sir.
Get us a work schedule for me, please, Mr. Diamond. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
I work Thursday through Sunday, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Okay.
And that's Miller's.
Okay. Thank you. All right. So, you got family in Texas?
You talking to me?
Yes, sir. Mr.
No,
Roy.
sir.
All right. So you don't have anybody you can come to Texas and visit, that sort of thing, right?
No, I will come up there and have to get a hotel.
Okay. Here's the deal, sir. And now the state, I have a long distance visit thing, and it does require, sir, that you come to Texas at least twice before you're allowed to pick your child up. Once, the first time you don't, the second time you do. And also, my other schedule is also I order FaceTime with the child at least once a week, and based on his schedule, it looks like I can do it twice a week because you get off before 6 p.m. on Sundays. And the child's not at school yet, so 6 p.m. on Wednesdays, and sir, that is 6 p.m. Central Time. And since you get off at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, that's a full 4 hours before you have to do it on Sundays.
Okay. Can I ask something?
But I got to explain everything so mom understands everything also. So again, I make everybody use FaceTime. I make everybody use the app close to do it, and I make it an electronic FaceTime visit. And like I say, it's on 6. And it starts at 6 p.m. on Sunday and 6 p.m. on Wednesdays. And I usually make it for 30 minutes, but a 3-year-old's not going to stay on the phone for 30 minutes unless you're really entertaining. So and that's the norm. So what's your question, sir?
All right. Can it be another day besides Sunday? Because with the restaurant business, it's not guaranteed I get off at 3. Sometimes they hold.
Monday and Wednesday be okay, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right, then I'll look at making it Monday and Wednesday. I'll get mom's feedback on that in a minute. And again, also, sir, that first visit where you actually get time with your daughter, I usually make it. I gotta come to Texas for about at least 3 days, and we do some visits with mom being there and a couple which you've been able to take the child off, and then come back and do some further visitation before I allow you to take the child off at that point. So, but I'll explain all that to both of y'all in just a moment. So if this, okay, so if you have any other questions based on what I told you so far, sir?
I have one more question.
Yes, sir.
If I wanted to get health insurance for her, not via through the court, like on my end,
Yes, sir.
How would I go about getting her information to put her on my health plan?
All right, sir. Well, you'll get, when you're established to be the father, you can get a copy of the birth certificate and all those other items. But getting state, sir, it's been the court's experience that unless you were like in the military or have some type of insurance like that, getting getting the insurance for another party in another state is very, very difficult. And and I'll allow the mom to testify, but if the child's getting state insurance, then the court's probably going to keep it that way because I don't want this child having any type of lapse in insurance. And you're not going to find anything cheaper than what the state's offering you anyway. So, but I'll let you tell the court. Well, if there's something you want to tell the court about that circumstance, sir, I'll let you do that in just a moment.
I just wanted to know if it was possible.
Yes, it's always possible, sir. But again, you're out of state, and yeah, it just doesn't work well with people who are not.
That's all I wanted to know, sir.
All right, thank you. All right then, Ms. Almo, you're muted again, ma'am. You heard me go over, and again, go over what the court's norm is. I do the FaceTime through the court through app close twice a week, and Dad's requested Mondays and Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Is there a problem with that, ma'am?
No, I'll just let my manager know that I'll just work the day shift maybe on those 2 days. So I'm off before 6.
Okay then. And like I said, you got a problem with using the app close. Again, it's for both of your benefits. So like I said, if someone says something that that they didn't show up or they weren't there, then the applicant will confirm it. Okay.
Okay.
All right then. And it also has a texting function also, but it also has, like I said, a FaceTime function. So I am going to order that. And I'm also looking at, he's got to come in from Florida, ma'am. And when I got people coming in from more than 500 miles away or 600 miles away, I usually make them come in one time where they have to stay here and be here only during during that visit. The next visit is he comes in, you're there for the first day visit. Then the second day visit, he gets to take the child off by himself for a little bit and then bring the child back that night. And then the next day, he's allowed to take her off and go with him. But I also require that he also do at least 16, somewhere between 16 and 24 FaceTime visits. So that, so your daughter, and she's 3, so she'll be able to recognize him immediately if he does that. So he's got to do the FaceTime. He's got to do that one trip to Texas break-in visit. And then he's going to go ahead and get a standard visitation as far as having the child. And it may have restrictions on how long he can have the child that first time in Florida. And depending on how fast he does that, I don't let him do 42 days in the summer that first time. I'll let him get 21 to 28, and then going forward, he'll get that full long-term visits. Is there any problem with that, ma'am?
No, sir.
All right then. All right, folks, I'm gonna go ahead and let the state finish. I'm sorry, Mr. Diamond, to take that away from you, but since I know what I've sent a copy of that order, that thing to Mr. Welch. I'm not sure if I ever sent you a copy, but I'll be forwarding that out as far as that break-in visits when Dad has to come to Texas. So I'll let you proceed and ask any other questions you need to at this time, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Your Honor. Yes, if I may recall, Ms. Olmo, and Your Honor, Mr. Welch did forward that to me, so I do have it, and I can put that in this order.
Okay.
But I apologize, I didn't remember to ask this earlier. But Miss Olmo, what are you doing for health coverage for Harmony?
She has state Medicaid.
Okay. And it sounds like we're going to keep it that way. Do you have any objection to keeping it that way?
No.
Okay. And nothing further, Your Honor.
All right. And how many? I know I got one child in this case. Does Mr. Wyndham have any other children?
Yes.
Okay. And how many other children are you legally obligated to support, sir?
You said what?
How many other children do you have?
I have one child, sir. One other child.
All right. Thank you, sir. All right. At this time, I'll ask the state to make any type of closing statement they wish, and then I'll let the parties make a closing statement if they wish to. So, Mr. Diamond, again, it looks like we got a child support agreement. It looks like we got a semi-visitation agreement, and obviously the cash medical is based on Dad having one child in, one child out, and the child support's the same way. So I'll go ahead and let you make your closing statement to put on the record everything you understand as per what we're looking at doing going forward, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Not my best hearing, but the the gross that was calculated $1,545.50. That's the based off the job at Miller's Ale House, and the guideline child support, and which is with one in and one out, is 237 and a lot of change. So we asked to round up to 238, and then the guideline medical, with the government cash medical reimbursement, $35. So requesting those numbers, requesting the court to use the retro number that was agreed to, $9,713 total, $99 a month repayment. Would request all the obligations to start 12/1/24. And then request a joint managing conservatorship. I imagine there won't be any geographic restriction due to the father being out of state. And then the break-in package that the court likes to use that Mr. Welsh forwarded on to me, I can include in the order.
Okay. All right, so Mr. Wyndham, questions or closing statement that you, or a closing statement if you wish to make it, sir. Thank you.
Chilling, good.
All right, then Ms. Almo.
I have nothing.
All right, folks, I'm looking at naming you both joint management service, giving mom the right to decide domicile. That domicile is unrestricted, ma'am, which means you can live anywhere you want. Child support and cash medical, as stated by the state, is granted at this time, along with the back child support, retroactive amount child support, at a repayment of $99 a month. New child support and shows start the first day of December. I'm going to go ahead and order mom to maintain the health insurance through state Medicaid so long as she can. Ma'am, if that circumstance ever changes, then you need to let the state know that. I'm going to go ahead and grant the visitation package as far as the circumstances allow me to. I'm gonna go ahead and order that the parents get on AppClose. Ma'am, you're the one that, my understanding is you're the one that has to, both of you gotta download it. You set up the account, and once it's set up, he'll know that he should get a notice that it's there. And y'all do everything through the AppClose going forward. Like I said, it does texting, it does FaceTime, all that needs to go through there. I'm going to go ahead.
Close.
Yeah, APPCLOSE. Its name's going to be in the court order. You may have trouble finding it, but it's a part of the court order. But like I said, it's the number one parenting app in the world, so on the east of the United States. So that's what I'm going to order. And again, I'm going to do the break-in visits as by my normal schedule, and I'll ask the state to prepare that order. Is there anything else, Mr. Diamond?
Nothing further, Your Honor, and no objection if the court wants to release the parties, because it'll take me a little bit of time to get the break-in into the order. All right then.
All right, Mr. Wyndham, Ms. Almo, you're free to go, and the state's going to be sending y'all a copy of that order. Good luck to both of y'all, and everybody be safe. Thank you. We're all, and have a happy Thanksgiving. We're off the record.
Thank you, Your Honor.